Join me as I dive into the wild world of dog behavior to figure out what really triggers fence fighting in my pup. Did you know that over 80% of dogs exhibit fence fighting behavior at some point? What triggers this reaction? Fence fighting in dogs refers to the aggressive or reactive behavior that occurs when dogs bark, lunge, or snap at each other through a physical barrier, such as a fence. This behavior often involves intense barking, growling, and running along the fence line, sometimes escalating to attempts to bite through the gaps. For many pet owners, fence fighting is a source of concern due to the potential for injury, heightened stress levels, and the risk of the behavior spilling over into other situations. It can also create tension between neighbors and disrupt the peaceful environment of a neighborhood. Understanding what fence fighting looks like is the first step toward addressing the issue and ensuring the safety and well-being of all dogs involved. Fence fighting in dogs is often triggered by specific situations or stimuli near the property's boundary. The most common triggers include the presence of other animals, such as neighboring dogs or wildlife, which can provoke territorial instincts. People walking by, especially if they linger or interact with the dog, may also prompt defensive or aggressive behavior. Loud noises, unfamiliar vehicles, or even moving objects like bicycles can serve as additional catalysts. These triggers typically heighten a dog's sense of alertness and territoriality, making them more likely to react vocally or physically at the fence line. Dogs are naturally territorial animals, often feeling a strong urge to protect their home and family. This instinct can become especially pronounced when they encounter another dog or person near their property line. The presence of a fence can intensify these feelings, as it creates a clear boundary that the dog feels compelled to defend. When two dogs on opposite sides of a fence react to each other's presence, their protective instincts can quickly escalate into aggressive displays, commonly known as fence fighting. This behavior is not necessarily rooted in true aggression, but rather in the dog's desire to guard its perceived territory. Understanding this natural drive is key to addressing and managing fence-related conflicts. Social frustration occurs when an individual, such as a dog, is unable to interact with someone or something they desire. For example, a dog may become visibly agitated when it sees another dog or a person, but is prevented from approaching them, perhaps by a leash or a barrier. This frustration can manifest in behaviors like barking, whining, or pulling on the leash. The inability to fulfill their social needs can lead to heightened stress and excitement. Over time, repeated experiences of social frustration may influence a dog's overall behavior and emotional well-being. Understanding these reactions is important for managing and supporting healthy social interactions in dogs. Fear and anxiety often serve as powerful triggers for defensive behaviors. When a dog encounters unfamiliar sights, sounds, or movements beyond the fence, these unknown elements can spark a sense of unease. The uncertainty of what lies outside their territory may cause them to react with barking, growling, or pacing. Such responses are rooted in the instinct to protect themselves and their home from potential threats. Even seemingly harmless stimuli, like a passing bicycle or a distant conversation, can be perceived as intrusions. Over time, repeated exposure to these triggers can reinforce anxious or fearful reactions, making them more pronounced. Understanding these emotional responses is key to addressing and managing defensive behaviors effectively. Repeated fence fighting often leads to the development of ingrained behavioral patterns. Each time a dog engages in this behavior, the excitement and adrenaline provide immediate reinforcement, making it more likely to occur again. Over time, the dog begins to associate the presence of a neighbor or another animal near the fence with the opportunity to react aggressively. This cycle strengthens the habit as the dog learns that barking, lunging, or running along the fence brings a sense of reward or satisfaction. Without intervention, these actions can become automatic responses, making them more difficult to break. Understanding this process is crucial for addressing and modifying the behavior effectively. Boredom and a lack of mental or physical stimulation are significant contributors to problematic behaviors in dogs, including fence fighting. When dogs do not receive enough exercise or enrichment, they may seek out ways to entertain themselves, sometimes by reacting to stimuli beyond their yard. The repetitive sight or sound of another dog on the other side of the fence can quickly become a focus for their pent-up energy. Over time, this can lead to habitual barking, lunging, or aggressive displays at the fence line. Addressing these underlying causes by providing regular walks, interactive play, and training can help reduce a dog's urge to engage in fence fighting. Ultimately, ensuring your dog has a fulfilling daily routine is key to minimizing such unwanted behaviors. Owner reactions play a significant role in the development and persistence of fence-fighting behaviors in dogs. When owners yell, rush to the fence, or otherwise react strongly, dogs may interpret this as support or validation of their excitement or aggression. Even negative attention can inadvertently reinforce the behavior, making it more likely to occur in the future. On the other hand, ignoring the behavior or failing to intervene can allow it to become a habitual response. Consistency in addressing the behavior is crucial, as mixed signals can confuse the dog and make training less effective. Understanding how our actions influence our pets is key to managing and ultimately reducing fence fighting. Different dog breeds can vary significantly in how likely they are to engage in fence fighting. For example, breeds with strong guarding instincts, such as German Shepherds or Rottweilers, may be more prone to react aggressively when another dog approaches their territory. On the other hand, breeds known for their sociable or easygoing nature, like Golden Retrievers, might be less reactive in similar situations. However, it's important to remember that individual temperament plays a crucial role as well. Some dogs, regardless of breed, may be naturally more anxious or territorial, making them more susceptible to fence-fighting triggers. Factors such as early socialization, past experiences, and even the environment can influence how a particular dog responds to the presence of another animal beyond the fence. Several environmental factors can contribute to the likelihood of fence fighting among animals. The design of the fence itself plays a significant role. Fences that are low, have gaps, or are made of see-through materials can make it easier for animals to see and interact with each other, potentially triggering aggressive behavior. Visibility through the fence allows animals to spot perceived intruders or rivals, increasing territorial instincts. Additionally, fences that are placed close to busy areas, such as walkways, roads, or other animal enclosures, can expose animals to frequent disturbances and stress. This heightened activity near the fence line may further provoke defensive or aggressive responses. By understanding these factors, it becomes possible to design environments that reduce the risk of fence fighting and promote animal well-being. Fence fighting can lead to a range of serious risks and consequences. Physical altercations near property lines often result in injuries, not only to those directly involved, but sometimes to bystanders as well. What may start as a minor disagreement can quickly escalate, leading to more intense confrontations or even legal action. These disputes can strain relationships between neighbors, creating a hostile environment that affects the entire community. In some cases, ongoing conflicts over fences can lower property values and diminish the sense of safety and cooperation in the neighborhood. It's important to recognize these potential outcomes before allowing a disagreement to escalate. Preventing and managing fence fighting begins with understanding your dog's needs and environment. Training is essential. Teaching reliable recall and reinforcing calm behavior near the fence can help reduce reactive tendencies. Providing enrichment, such as puzzle toys or regular play sessions, keeps your dog mentally stimulated and less likely to fixate on activity beyond the fence. Environmental modifications like installing privacy barriers or planting shrubs can minimize visual triggers and reduce arousal. Supervised outdoor time also allows you to intervene before conflicts escalate. Consistency in routines and positive reinforcement further support long-term behavior change. By combining these strategies, you can create a safer and more peaceful environment for both your dog and your neighbors. In summary, understanding the key triggers that cause dogs to bark, such as unfamiliar noises, strangers, or boredom, can help prevent unnecessary disturbances. By identifying these triggers, owners can take proactive measures like providing enrichment, training, and creating a calm home environment. These steps not only reduce stress for the dog, but also foster a more harmonious relationship with neighbors. Taking responsibility for a pet's behavior ensures that everyone can enjoy a peaceful and respectful community. With a little effort and awareness, it's possible to create a setting where both dogs and neighbors feel comfortable and at ease. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment with your experiences and subscribe for more dog training tips.